website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. As you know, I'm crazy about sequences because they allow you to develop your own improvisational style without taking stuff from other people. And that's okay too, you know, if you want to learn some cool licks and really study how they do their vibrato and sliding and putting little elements together, then by all means. But for me, it's primarily a study, you know, taking out just a little piece of a solo that you really like and then seeing, okay, what can I learn from this? What is he doing to make it sound that cool? But when it comes to improvisation and really the meat of what I do, then it's sequences. It's stuff like, you know, predictable little patterns that belongs to nobody that you can learn and that will teach your fingers to go in all kinds of directions. The more you learn, the more freedom you'll have to go and play everything. And when you start combining these sequences, you suddenly get melodies based on the words in your mind, which is the sequences, rather than full sentences, which is licks. But you can learn more about that. There's a whole free course on sequentia that you can take. But in this video, I'm just going to give you a couple of free sequences that you can apply to diminished arpeggios. And what I just played here was basically A minor chord progression, and that diminished arpeggio is so important because it belongs, or sounds really cool over the dominant chord of any minor key. And so it's perfect for that. So if I have an A minor, we're in the key of A minor, right? And then I play the dominant, the E, right there, right? Then I can use my A harmonic minor scale with a focus on the notes of the A minor arpeggio, right? Right? And then when that E comes by, I can use the diminished, A flat diminished, A minor, and then diminished. And that sounds really cool because it also has the flat 9, the F in there, and that makes it sound very, gives it a lot of tension. So we're going to look at a couple of sequences you can play over that chord. You can of course apply these sequences to any arpeggio, but because the diminished arpeggio, and please download the tabs and the charts by clicking the link below this video, it's so symmetrical that you can easily do, you know, a 2-1-2 patterns of having 2 notes on one string. Let me just, instead of shouting here, let me stop the music. You have 2 notes on one string, and then 1 on the next, and then 2 on the next, and then 1 on the next, and then 2 again. And that gives you a nice symmetrical pattern, and those patterns, if you've been seeing the lessons on 2-1-2 shapes from last week, then you'll know what I'm talking about here. We got so many crazy amount of advantages by laying the arpeggio out like that, and the diminished just fits that perfectly. So, what are we going to look at? Well, my first sequence is melodic, and it's so useful because it really expands your playing. It sounds like this. Let me just. And it's basically skipping a note all the time. Da 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 do 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 do. And it's such a cool tool melodically because it allows you to skip notes. And when we're playing scales and arpeggios, we normally, you know, we practice them from the bottom up in order to learn the pattern, and then that's what's in our fingers. So when we start, the scale, right? And then when we start playing, right? Or we keep running up. You know that problem, right? So what we break that up by learning sequences. And this sequence is so essential. It will absolutely change what you do if you learn it to the point of effortlessness, right? So let's just look at it. I'm just going to just give you an example first, and then we can look into it. So A minor first, and then the E. And then A. And then the sequence. See if you can find it in there when I use it. Right, now I'm using it in long strings of notes, so I'm using a lot of the sequence, but see if you can recognize it when I'm just using a couple of notes from it. There it was. So it's super useful, and you can of course use it in other arpeggios as well. So let's look into it. I'm just gonna do it on this distance here instead of going close up, because then I have to, use another camera. And if you blow this up, you can go to the website by clicking the link below, and then you'll have an HD video that you can blow up to your entire screen if you're on a PC or anything like that. And really see what's going on. And you can see the tabs and the charts as well that you can download along with this video. So let's just do this. I'm on a Spanish classical guitar here, or flamenco guitar. So I'm going to do it down here. And this is the A flat diminished arpeggio. We've got the 4th and the 7th on the high E string. We got the 6th fret on the B string, and the 4th and the 7th on the G string as well. And then do the last note here down in the 6th fret as well on the D string. Let's start here, right? So what I do basically, I started off, but maybe I should go. That's a good thing. Yeah. We start on the note in the 4th fret on the high E string and play one note up. This is a simple sequence, right? So one note up from the 4th fret up to the 7th, and then we go from the 6th to the 4th fret, 6th fret on the B string to the 4th fret on the high E string. Those are the first two. So we go. So basically, I take the note second from the top, and I go up from that. Then I jump 3 steps back and go up from that. So I just follow the ladder here, or the staircase, and I just take 1 step and go up. Then go 2 down and 1 up, 2 down and 1 up, 2 down and 1 up. And the 2 down you won't hear. So I go. If that was a scale instead of the arpeggio, it would sound like this. Right? So, and the cool thing is we get that jump. Right? We get these cool high jumps, or huge jumps to split up that. Right? So, 4th and 7th on the high E string, then the 6th from the B string to the 4th fret on the E string, then you jump from that 4th fret all the way back to the G string in the 7th fret, right? And then up to the 6th fret on the B string. So it sounds like this now. And then that's the sequence. That's actually the movements you have to learn or teach your left hand to do, because now we do the same thing again. So let's just do it again. 4th, 7th, and then B string 6th, and 4th E string, and then 7th G, and 6th B string. And now we do the same thing, but now the arpeggio looks a little bit different here. We've got the same 2 frets on the G string as we had up here. We're going to play the same thing now, but just a little bit different. And then we have the 6th fret on the, as we had before. So we got the 4th and the 7th on G, and the 6th on the D. But then I reach all the way down to the 8th fret on the A string and the 5th fret on the A string. So instead of going, it looks like this. because we don't have a B string thing going on there. So now you continue the same thing and go. Alright? So we go 7, 4th on the G, then you play the 6th and on the D string, and the 4th on the G. So, sorry, not 7th, 4th, but 4th, 7th, right? And then all the way down to 8th on the A string, and up to 6th. Right? And then we're down to the 5th fret on the A string. So, yeah? So the two combined. Sorry. Right? Same movement over here, same movement almost in the left hand. And it seems, oh, there's a lot of string skipping, that's, advanced alternate picking. Not really. You just have to go in there and do it, right? That's a cool thing about alternate picking. It's totally predictable, and it has that pulse to it of the up and the down stroke, so and you don't have to play this at lightning speed. It's a melodic tool more than it is a speed tool, right? So what do we do in the ascending version? Right? Actually, let me see how I turn it around. I don't turn it around because I don't use it like, right? But if you want to do it in the opposite direction, you go, right? Just instead of starting you go, okay, this is the root note. I go down now from the 2nd note in the arpeggio, so that's the 8th fret, to the 5th fret on the A string. Then I hit the 6th fret on the D string and go back to the 8th fret on the A, right? So I go. And then I hit the 4th fret on the G string, go back to the 6th fret on the D string. Right? So that's it. And you can check out the tabs if you need more. But you can really, if you get the sequence in your mind, you can go, oh, that's the first, oh, that's second, right? If you get the system, right? So what you do now is take the descending version, practice it with the metronome, then sit down in front of the TV, practice like a maniac for 3 or 4 hours. Total control, no stress, no straining. Just play it relaxed until it's, this is easy, right? Don't play it slower than you can, but remain in total control, unstressed, right? And then once you have the descending version, you can go and do as much work with that as well. Then the next step is to, let me just play that E. Right? Is to play a chord and then go, put it on top of the A harmonic minor scale, and then play a little bit of the sequence, and then come up with cool ways of ending that. And once you come up with something, practice it a little bit, and play it over and over again. Once you, oh, that's cool. Okay, play that 10 times. Cool. And hit the frets. Right? Come up with a new thing. Right? And you might, want to scramble around and try out different stuff until you come up with something that sounds like a cool little lick. And then you practice it over and over again. Move on like that. That's improvising slowly. So that's the genius of sequences, that you can actually take one of these, learn them, and then practice improvising with them. If you do that with enough sequences, you will absolutely develop the ability to play the most amazing stuff with no preparation. And it will be original and fresh and new every single time you do it, because it's a creative process in the moment. So check out this sequence, go download the video and the tabs and the charts, see the arpeggio laid out on the fretboard, and I'll see you in the next video where I'll show you another one of my favorite sequences over this arpeggio. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.